everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be making some dumpling dough to go with my shumai and to make pot stickers. So I'm going to show you how easy that is. I'm also going to be making tomorrow lumpias. I'm going to use the rest of the filling that I have for that too. So let me show you how to make an easy dumpling dough. In my bowl, I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I have half a teaspoon of salt, and that's it. And I'm going to take my chopsticks here. I'm going to go ahead and whisk this together. I've seen a couple different ones. This one seems super easy to make. And then I have 2 cups of hot water, and I'm just going to slowly add it in. Just add it in, and it'll start combining. And you can do this in your mixer if you want. I just like to do it by hand because sometimes I know not everyone wants to pull their mixer out. And we'll see how, I might not use all of it actually. See how this guy is. I think that will be good. I don't think I need all that water actually. I think that's about 1.5 cups. So I'm gonna go ahead and start kneading this guy. So I start my knead always in here in the bowl first, and then I'll turn him out. And I think you probably could do 3/4 of a cup because this is kind of sticky. I'm gonna get some flour. Okay, so I got a little bit of just regular all-purpose flour, and I'm gonna knead this guy until he's smooth, because it's still wet. I'm just gonna pound him a couple times just to get some of that gluten going. What's the difference between the kneading and the pounding? I don't know. I know there are like different methods. The one I saw was almost like a slap, where this guy's like slapping it on there to help with the texture of the dough. I guess it helps it with texture. I made different dumpling doughs, and like the one common theme is that they always have hot water in it. It doesn't ever specify though in terms of protein, like how much, if you should use like a bread flour or not. This is the first one where I've used cornstarch, so I don't know if that, we'll see what happens. I like a good experiment, so I'm always fascinated by different types of dough. Yeah, this one is really sticky, and I think it honestly has to do with the cornstarch. And I'm using really good quality flour. Always the unbleached all-purpose. Okay, so what we're going to do is it's nice and smooth. So we're going to let it rest covered for 20 minutes, and then we'll come back. We're going to work on our filling though. Okay, so for the filling, I chopped up 4 green onions. I grated 1 carrot, chopped a small shallot, and then I grated a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, and then I have a tablespoon of soy sauce and a teaspoon of sesame oil in here, and 2 teaspoons of rice vinegar, and then I have 1 pound of pork in here, and then I'm going to add that. So I'm going to open this guy up. I'm going to move some stuff around just to make sure I have room here. And you can always use too, if you don't want to eat pork, because we don't really eat pork all the time here, is ground chicken thigh. That has quite a bit of fat in it, and that'll work just fine. So I'm going to add this guy in. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and break this guy up. And mix them in. I'm not going to add any sugar to this because I grated the carrot, and that's going to give it some sweetness. So not necessary to add. I'm going to go ahead and just use my hands. And then I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. I'll cover it and let it sit, marinate. Really want to make sure this is mixed through. The dough is rested for a little bit, and it is very supple and soft. So we're going to go ahead and divide this up. kind of like how I did the pierogies almost, but I know some people like to get it into a round first and then they'll roll these guys out. I'm just gonna fill these. Ooh. Right, so these are about 1 ounces. I'm not even gonna cover them because they're so soft. I'm not really concerned about it drying out. And I'm gonna grab my tray so I can fill these. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go ahead and take them and I'm gonna create a round. I honestly don't even bother rolling, I wouldn't even bother rolling this out. But if you're good at getting them to about the same round, you can roll them out. But I recommend using a 1-inch dowel for this, just because it is you'll get them very thin. And they'll come out a little uneven if you're not careful. So the dough is super supple and very soft. So I'm just kind of pulling the edges like that to make it easy. And I'm going to do we'll do 5 in a row. We like a nice line. So I'm pressing it down and pulling the edges, creating a round. I might be able to do one more. Get these guys up here. Just so that you can see. I love working with dough though. I kind of really enjoy the texture because it reminds me of Play-Doh, so it's kind of comforting. So we're not looking for them to be perfect. I'm going to stretch them as I go. I have my favorite scoop that I use, which is about 1 ounces. And I'm going to plop my filling in the center. And you can, if you wanted to, roll these out. I'm not going to because I'm just going to use it to make these dumplings. I feel confident enough where I don't really need to roll them out. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take the edges like that and kind of pull from the center, and I'm just going to keep pulling all the way to the edge like that. Got one. But if you're just trying to do that kind of gyoza type look to it, I'm just going to do that. One. Yeah, I should roll these out, but it's fine. Kind of seaming the edges, and there's one. I'll roll the other ones out just so you can see what they would look like. For me, this is fine because it's just the family that's going to eat it, so But if you're making for other peeps, I totally understand. Okay, let's roll a couple out so you can see. So I'm going to take my French pin, and I'm not going to use the center. I'm not going to push this guy out a little bit, and I'm going to use the tip of this to roll out my edges. And just make sure you have enough flour to do this. If not, it will stick. Okay, so that's why I said you need a 1 inch. I don't have a 1 inch. I only have the French pin, but you really need a smaller dowel to do the center of these. You could take the dough and you could put it through a pasta maker as well. I'm just pleating the sides. And then I'm going to bring this up. And there's my dumpling. So if you want to do that, you definitely can. We're just going to do the pull and stretch method. So I'm going to do these and I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, just to go over how to close these guys up. 2 different ways. One of them, you can just take it and you just take it and just fold it over like a dumpling, and you're done. That's it. Finished. Or if it's right in the center like this, working on one side, pulling it up, think of it like a curtain, pulling it under and over. So if you look at my hand, I'm actually pulling the edges under and over like that and pressing it and pleating the side like that, and it's a pleat. And then I'm pleating one other side, pulling the bottom, pulling it up, and closing it and pleating. Okay, so there's a dumpling. There's one. We'll do it one more time so you can see. Okay, so think of it, this is the wider side, like a curtain, pulling it under and over like that, like a pleat, pleating another side, push together, pleating another side, push together, and then pleating again, taking the bottom, pulling it up, pleat, pleat, pleat. Dumpling. Okay? But I'm going to finish these dumplings up and then I'm going to cook some. Okay, you can use oil. I'm going to use butter. And I'm going to drop these guys in here first. And laying them around. this side. I am going to and then put some water into it, and then my cover. It is going to steam a little bit. Oh, hold on. There you go. Gonna lower the tent. We're gonna let this cook for a few minutes, and then I'll show you what. Okay, they don't take long. Once the water starts to evaporate, you can kind of see they're almost done. They really honestly don't take long. The skins will kind of like go in, and so since that's almost done, I have a dipping sauce here, which is honey. It's the tips of my 5 green onions, 1 minced shallot, sesame oil, and some vinegar, some red wine vinegar. That's it. And that's gonna go on my dumplings. So let's just check this guy. All the water is mostly gone. I just have like 1 chopstick on there. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty dang good. And let me go ahead and pull it out. And I'll tell you how it tastes. Okay, so dumpling. It's so juicy inside. It's really good with the sauce. I like it. I like a really chewy, like the chewy dumpling. But that is it for my video. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. That makes me know that I should make more videos. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.